I've been out scouting for firewood, and because of the type of firewood processing that I do, it was time to make another baton. Batons are pretty important to me for processing small firewood, as I have shown in lots of my videos. So we'll show you how to make one. I have a nice dead piece of what I believe is oak once again, and we're gonna try and make a baton out of it. So we'll get into it. So with my pocket saw, made some relief cuts right there so that I can start removing material to make my handle, you know, which is gonna eventually look just like that. Make sense? So to speed up the process of carving that handle to make a baton that you can wield and use for things, gotta remove a lot of that material. Like I said, speed the process up by doing that. Those relief cuts. And we'll take a bunch of that out of there. Just like that. And we got small pieces of firewood to use with those scraps there, you see. Right? Makes sense? That's those relief cuts at work there. Okay? D-guard kukri for today's project. We'll see how it works. This was and that's what batoning is specifically really good at for construction projects and stuff like that. You know, allows you to do surgical stuff like that. So it's really very useful in that regard. Okay, a little bit more right there. Do this entire project just with this kukri. Kukris are one of my favorite, especially when I find their weak point and then build them to be indestructible work tools, you know. See other videos on that. Okay, now we're ready to start smoothing things out. Like that. Makes sense? Let's get a little higher up. Maybe we can see better, huh? How about that? Just like that. We're getting there. Still got to remove quite a bit and really make it smooth. That's just too high. There we go. That's what I want. I can do a lot more of this too. Right, just like that. Okay, we'll have a good close look at this operation. Just like that. Hopefully you could hear me in this wind. It's a little windy out here. Maybe the wind didn't catch the microphone the wrong way on this phone, and this will turn out pretty good. So there it is. I'm going to pause out and just maybe smooth that up a little bit. Of course, I can take out my smaller knives and smooth that up a little bit. Often I find it's not necessary. This kukri blade that you're seeing in this video just does everything very, very well because of all those curves that you have to work with. You can get in and curve around material. It's just really well suited for this. But like I said, you know, I can come in with a smaller folding knife and really smooth that up and make it extra nice and user friendly and all that. Okay, I'm gonna pause out and do exactly that. I think you've seen enough, you get the idea. So I made a lot of progress. I'll show you the techniques that I actually did to get that result. Just like that. Drill all that stuff there. We're getting closer. Now, I could go this way. A lot to remove yet. Now, I can use this kukri as a draw knife. It's really nice for that. So, brace right there. Now we can get her done, just like that. That's better. Just like that. Better. It's about perfect right there. So I'll take all of the extra material that I need to make this feel just right, okay? So now you know exactly how I'm doing that. We're not gonna waste, 20 minutes of video showing me just, feather sticking and taking off shavings, to get it just right. That's exactly how I do it. Now you know how to get, most of the material off to get started, and then all the fine stuff. And then I'm hoping you can see how nice that kukri blade is for doing stuff like this. They're very practical. They're just amazing tools. And I'm very happy with my D-guard handles that I build on my larger models of knives that I end up rebuilding like this. And we'll definitely split some firewood as soon as I get that handle finished. It isn't going to take too much longer, I meant to say. Okay, we'll pause out right now and finish this. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Maybe I went a little bit too far. You know what? I can actually take a couple of my inner tube bands and I can make that baton handle really nice and grippy, doing the exact same thing with that handle that I do with my knives. commonly referred to as Ranger bands, okay? Just inner tube strips, you know, wrap that handle, stretch wrap it, figure eight. Yeah, you can really make a nice baton. Capable of doing a lot of work. Yeah, I make them a little extra long and heavy, you know, because they wear out. You know, this damaged part that can be cut off, and then I'll still have a shorter baton that's a little bit lighter. It can still be used because, you know, it takes some it takes some work and some time to build these things, but they're so useful. I do about 2 of them a year, so there we are, just about done. Yeah, that kukri, you can use it as a draw knife. You can get both, you know, pin that to your chest and draw it just like a draw knife and go towards you, because you're doing it safely with 2 hands. Okay, common sense blade safety, you know, applies to everything you do with a blade. Hopefully that made sense. Well, let's put this thing to the test. See how good we did. It's really heavy. It's absolutely capable. Just gonna do one batoning split there on that big log, hopefully. Not gonna spend a lot of time doing this. You've seen me do all kinds of firewood processing like this. That was a nice heavy hit. There you go. Let's try that right there. Definitely working. Maybe another slice. Not gonna happen, so we'll just back out of that. No problem. For the knife anyway. Okay, that'll do it. As you can see, I can now split firewood and do all kinds of work with that baton. Okay, a little flooded out, so it makes firewood yard work difficult and stuff. But there we go. Another new baton ready to go. I'm Dead Wolf. We'll have this kind of fun on the next one. Till then, take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful.